What's up, guys? So I was going to do some other things this afternoon, but my lawnmower is real hesitant to crank and I had to use it, so I decided to go ahead and do a tune-up. I'm going to show you guys how to tune that up. We're just doing spark plugs, filter, we've got a spark plug, air filters, fuel filters, cutoff switch, new fuel pump, oil filter, new oil. I'll leave a link in the description below. I got all this off Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. So it doesn't hurt to do this every year if you want to do it a couple times a year. This is 100% made in China. I really don't care. It's better than not doing it. This is a Cadet 46 LT46. It's got a 22 horsepower Kohler, and it's kind of hesitant to crank. I can jostle the fuel line and it'll crank. So we're going to go ahead and change all this. Maybe it's one of those components. Stick with it. So your spark plug socket is, I have no clue because this one's not labeled. It's a smaller. This is the smallest one I've got. Well, a couple things we're going to do first. We're going to remove the hood, and we're going to go ahead and start draining the oil. There's a little hose right here that's clipped to the side. It's clipped to the side of the motor. It's got a plug in it. That'll help you drain your oil. So this stuff is it's a Buster Blaster small engine tune-up. And so once you take the plugs out, you'll spray it into the plugs. Let it set for like 10 minutes. So you remove the spark plug, spray inside of the spark plug for 5 to 10 seconds. Reinstall spark plug, turn engine over, do not start engine. Let set for 15 minutes and start engine. Deposits will emulsify. So we'll do that last. So let's see here. And so if it doesn't want to stay where you want to, twist it a little bit. You're not going to have very much oil, possibly about 2 quarts in there, so I hope there's more than that in there. It may just take a while to drain, so we'll let it drain. So in order to remove your hood, there's 2 little sockets right here. And I think we'll just rock it back a little bit, pick up on it. Be careful because your headlights have got a little cord right there that we're going to take loose. So take your air filter off. I'm going to pop these 2 little wings off. And then here's our air filter. It's not terrible shape. So this is the green thing is your pre-filter. And it just helps keep a lot of dust from clogging up your filter, so it'll go on the outside here. Next, we're going to take out the spark plugs. So, this being a V-twin, it's got a spark plug here and a spark plug here. So we're going to take those out. Just pull this little cap, just pull it right off. So the spark plug doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but like I say, we're going to go ahead and replace them. Nope. Before we do, we're going to spray our juice in there. So it says spray it in the plug hole for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. We'll go ahead and put this plug back in. You always want to use your hand to start your plug, that way you don't cross thread it. Once you're pretty sure that it's started, you can use your ratchet. You don't have to get these terribly tight. Just snug it up tight. Just barely tight. And then you put it back on until it snaps. Do the same thing on the other side. See, it's taking a while, but the oil is draining. and we'll place the oil filter. First, let's replace this fuel pump and the fuel filter. And if you use a wide mouth pliers, it works a lot better. And so just tuck this line up here out of the way. And then we're going to replace this one. Move that one. This is a 10 millimeter, by the way. Very little pressure to take it off here. And so that's your fuel pump, which is probably still factory on mine. And so this is our new fuel pump. It's got little caps, rubber caps. So we'll take those off, and it'll mount just like that. This one will go to your valve cover and into the respective lines there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that hose off and put the new fuel filter on. Our valve cover right there. Alright, let's go ahead and tighten up our fuel pump. So you just want to snug it up. Don't get too crazy with it. Try to hold it above the gas line in your tank. That way you don't drip gas everywhere. I don't have a spare section of hose, or I would put that cutoff valve on here. To make it a little bit easier, you can squeeze on the old one. You can squeeze that nipple with a pair of pliers and maybe make it a little bit easier to come off. There we go. Still got gas everywhere, but there we go. It's probably going to go everywhere when I pull this off, but we'll take our oil filter off. So I didn't make it too big a mess. And then we'll add our new oil straight into the dip tube. So what I was doing there, guys, whenever you fill up your oil, I know this only holds 2 quarts, but it's always just a safe practice to put a quart in and then slowly fill it up and check your levels to make sure you don't overfill it. We're going to turn it over. We're going to let it sit for 15 minutes, and then we're going to fire it up and watch it smoke. Always want to hold on to your old parts in case something goes bad. The old plugs were not bad, so in case something fouls out or maybe you need an extra plug on something else, it's always good to have some extra plugs laying around. The old filter, you can throw it away, keep it. I'm a hoarder, so I'll probably keep it. So guys, I found this. I was looking on, just scrolling through Amazon. I found it. So this is some things it says on the bottle. For easy starts after seasonal storage, it restores power to all 2 to 4 cycle engines, smooth the engine performance, removes deposits. You can use it on lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, snow blowers, edge trimmers, tractors, generators, outboard marine engines, jet skis, motorcycles, ATVs, pumps, welders, compressors. Bonus for preventative maintenance: remove air filter and spray into the carburetor intake for 5 seconds with the engine running. I was having a little bit of trouble with mine cranking over the winter. I've cranked it a couple times. I think it was a fuel pump, but this was like 12 bucks. I wanted to give it a shot. I've got some other small engines that it'll only be helpful for. So we'll see how it works here in a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and crank it up. It says all the deposits will be expelled through the exhaust. So let's crank it up and see what it does. I think you can kind of see on the ground here where it blew all that out. I'm pretty sure that's what that's from. Well, so that's the tune-up. Hopefully it'll continue to do better. Maybe I'll give you guys an update later on as I crank it, continue here forward. So like, subscribe, appreciate you watching. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments.